The Las Vegas bathroom scene in episode 2 of Heated Rivalry is filled with tension and kink. I write these kinds of BDSM scenes all the time, so let me explain. So Shane has been alone in the bathroom after being on stage with Ilya when Ilya saunters in. We learn how agonizing Ilya's absence has been for Shane, and the two men argue. At one point, Shane goes, "What do you want?" And Ilya replies, "I want you to suck my dick." Shane, exasperated, counters, "No, suck my dick." Now this is where it gets kinky. Ilya shrugs and says, "Maybe. Ask nicely," which is a very common kind of request in a BDSM scene. It's a way of getting affirmative consent while also engaging in some light erotic humiliation. After all, it's potentially embarrassing asking for something so intimate, especially if you're being told to be polite about it. Shane complies and lets out a quiet please, while Ilya cups Shane's chin to hold his head up as a way of better establishing eye contact. This simple gesture serves to heighten the squirm factor of the moment, which means there's more erotic humiliation. And then Ilya further ups the stakes and says, "If you want me to get down on my knees on this filthy floor, you'll have to ask nicer than that." Shane parrots Ilya's words, does exactly as he's been told. He even throws in a bonus please at the end. At this point, Ilya says no, confusing Shane. And then Ilya asserts that both men will go to the ceremony and party, and that after they've been waiting all night, they'll get together in Ilya's room. Then Ilya proposes that if Shane wins MVP, he'll do whatever Shane wants. Shane, in response, asks, "Well, what would happen if Ilya wins?" Which elicits a deep kiss. Talk about scrambling someone's brain. In the vernacular of BDSM, these kinds of mental games are known as mind fucks, where one partner plays with the expectations and anticipation of the other. And let's be clear, anybody in a sexual encounter could say no at any time. So what it also shows is that a particular sex act can be undertaken by either the dominant or the submissive. It's the context and the execution that matters. Fellatio, for instance, could be done as an act of service or worship, or as an act of erotic control. It all depends. And then there's a further delay until after the party before anything can happen between the two, which is conclusive evidence that Ilya is a tease. But that long wait between the promise and the actual encounter would have been excruciating for both men and would have heightened their hunger for one another. Can you imagine how often Shane probably checked his phone? Next, I'm going to discuss the kink of what happened later in the hotel room. Thank you.